What's up, Alpha Gang? So as I mentioned before on my Instagram, I thought I'd put out a vote to see if you guys want to see a top 5 of my favorite mods so far for Veronica for my 2014 Hyundai Genesis Coupe. So this is my top 5 favorite as of right now. I mean, I've installed so many parts already, but narrowing down to like my favorite 5 was actually pretty tough to do. But I guess I'll get started. So for number 5, I picked my TOMEI Titanium EXPREME TI single exit exhaust. That one has been up there for a while because I mean the tone of the car completely changed, and it was so lightweight when I picked up the exhaust. First off, I love the single exhausts. I could have went with a dual, you know, to keep everything nice and symmetrical on both sides, especially because you have that extra opening. I do have a carbon fiber insert, but right now the way my diffuser looks and everything, the carbon fiber insert would just look out of place unless I went carbon with everything in the back. But that TOMEI exhaust I thought sounded mean. I have a before clip, of course, and an after clip I'll show you guys as well here shortly, with just the test pipe and the downpipe installed on the stock exhaust, and then afterwards it'll be the test pipe and downpipe with the TOMEI installed, and this will be before the O2 housing. I'll also show you how much louder the car got by installing the O2 housing, and just how angrier it sounded as well too. The TOMEI exhaust was great. It was also really lightweight. I mean, when it was all together, it only weighed about 10 pounds, which is a nice bonus. So as you're adding more parts, suspension parts, diffusers, wings, stuff like that, it's nice to have a little bit of weight savings in another area as well too. So that was definitely up there as number 5. And for number 4, I picked the Megan Racing transmission mount. I know it's such a, to some people it'd be like, why'd you pick that one? It's such a minor thing compared to everything else I've done to the car. It actually made a big difference. Like, as I told you before, if you've been following my Instagram for a while, I'll make a clip that I posted on Instagram. I'll put that on shortly here as well to show you. But just the feel of the transmission mount is a lot more solid, and it was a super easy install. So for the cheap cost that it was, I went, of course, as most of you guys know, I bought a ton of parts from UniqPerformance, and dealing with Rob has been amazing. Shipping has been great. Prices are very competitive as well. But other than that, what I was getting to was the Megan transmission mount. When I first bought the car, I find when not just related to fluid, I know you guys might be mentioning some of the transmission fluid you can change that'll help with some of the shifting, in terms of maybe if some of you are experiencing a bit of a grind on colder starts, or as you're without warming the car up, especially being here in Canada. That was one of the things I noticed is going into second. Sometimes it'd be a little bit rough, or if you're driving really hard, sometimes I'd get a bit of lockout, and I noticed that the first time I went to the track. So by switching over to Megan Racing transmission mount, the feel, of course, just actually shifting it felt more solid. And same with if you want to slam through the gears or whatever, if you're driving really spiritedly, or if you're a track person or loves going on the track like myself, that made a big difference. So for the cost, it was great. And install, especially if maybe you're not really good with your car, you're not too sure if you want to attempt it yourself. From a scale of 1 to 10 for difficulty, I would definitely say it was probably 1, 2 maybe. All it was just if you still have your plastic on the underside, you just remove that, and then there's a cross member right by or underneath your transmission. You just remove that, and the mount is sitting right there. You just unbolt it, put the new transmission mount on, put the cross brace back on, and any of the plastic and bolts. It was a really easy install. You can get it done within the hour if you're new to modifying your car. If you have experience, it could be like a 15-20 minute thing. So it was definitely worth it for the feel of the transmission and everything like that if you've experienced some of that. So definitely up there on the list.
So yeah, this is the stock mount, transmission mount. You can literally push on the poly right here, like you can twist the whole mount. And this is the solid, better Megan Racing transmission mount, and it's solid all the way through, like with the poly here. So yeah, it should be pretty decent.
So number 3, I picked my Rspec limited slip diff. I had the open diff before, and then I ended up swapping it out for the Rspec 3.727 gearing diff. So I went with that just because, once again, how I kind of related everything to the first time I ever took the car to the track. Traction was a huge issue for me, so I got this and pretty much fixed all those issues. So my launches have been great at the track, and just overall having better traction is great, especially because I want to build the car up. I don't know if I should spoil it too much for what I have planned in the future. Maybe I'll save that for another video, I think. But of course, yes, subscribe, follow along, and I'll take you on that journey, of course, as well too. But having LSD versus no LSD, I think is pretty much a no-brainer. And it was I have a video of that before as well, if you want to check it out. But it was a straight swap for the BK2. So just having to remove the axles and just unmounting it basically, and then putting the new one up, and that was pretty much it in a nutshell. So but that was definitely thumbs up on that one. If anybody has an open diff and wants to get an LSD, swapping the pumpkins over was definitely one of my top up on the top 5 for sure, definitely. And for number 2, I picked my ESR SRO 5 wheels. For those wondering what my setup is, I'm running a 19 by 9.5 plus 22 offset in the front, and then a 19 by 10.5 also plus 22 offset in the back. And I do have them paired up with a Michelin Pilot Sport AS3. They're wider on the front and the back. I went with a wider 245 35 R19, I believe, in the front, and then 275 35 R19s in the back. So with this setup in general, the tires are slightly stretched over the width of the wheel, but nothing too aggressive. They still look really good. But yeah, I went with also to highlight, because they're black wheels as well too, but I added a little bit of gold to it just in terms of the rivets all around the wheels. They used to be silver when I first bought them, but then I ended up getting gold and getting those replaced as well too. So it just, it sets it off a little bit. But yeah, I love them. It's definitely well worth number 2 for sure. And for number 1, I guess this is the big one. I picked the tune. I went with the Xclusive Tuning V2 tune. That was definitely, even if it was a stock car, it would make a big world of difference. Of course, with me having pretty much my intake done, blow-off valve, full turbo back exhaust system, and of course the colder spark plug, or one-step colder spark plugs. upping the boost to 24 pounds and just the throttle response. You've seen the other videos I posted about it. You can check those out as well too, because I do go into detail about how it felt. But it was night and day. I absolutely love it. How much more the car pulls all the way to Redline. It was great. I still have tons of fun with it, especially now that it's getting colder. We've kind of had a colder summer here in Alberta, of course, this year, unfortunately, but it's been great for boost. So I'll probably end up going to the track, I think, probably for the last time of the year. Probably this Friday, I guess. See if I can nail down some better times with this colder weather. And then, yeah, I guess I'll probably post my results there, but it's definitely up there. If you're looking for a tune with how easy it was to get done, it's pretty much just a plug and play type of thing. I've also explained that in the previous video, but it was like a 10-minute thing to do. Definitely worthwhile, especially if you're just on the stock turbo and you want a bit of an upgrade for the price point. It's best bang for your buck. Considering what you would spend for exhausts or intakes or anything performance related, for the price that you pay for a tune is huge. You get definitely way more horsepower, way more torque for what you're paying for. So if it's definitely you're thinking about just keeping your vehicle stock, but you want a little bit more of a boost, you don't want to worry about, you know, it being too loud or anything like that, getting a tune is definitely ideal. But if you're like me, you're kind of opening up the turbo, you want to do as much as you can before a potential upgrade in the future. Getting a tune afterwards will really open up your car and just really liven up your driving experience for sure. So that was definitely number one for me. Well worth it. So that was my top 5. I know I've installed a ton of other parts. So I'll kind of, I guess maybe I'll do some runner-ups because it was really hard to choose. If I were to pick, probably, I guess, a number 6 that could have been on the list, I would have picked the Street AERO rear diffuser. Just because of the look of the car, it made it look so much more aggressive in the back. I'm super happy with it. I think I'm the only one in the city running it right now, so I'm pretty happy that it's still unique, especially when I saw it. I ended up finding it through someone else that I ended up featuring on my Instagram page. And then as I started seeing them pop up a bit more, especially in the States, I was definitely interested. So of course I reached out to Street AERO and got mine. They built it and then of course shipped it out. So it was, I think it was about 4 weeks or so before I got it, 4 to 6 weeks, which they also say on their website. But it was amazing. I completely love it. So I have nothing but good things, of course, to say about that. So that would definitely be a runner-up and probably number 6. If I had to pick another one as well, I'd probably go for my number 7 would definitely probably be the BREMBO brakes conversion that we ended up doing a few weeks ago. We used Max Advanced drilled and slotted rotors and also paired it up with the same brand of ceramic brake pads as well too. I did that more for, at the time, sure, more stopping power was good, but I got a steal of a deal that I found online, of course. So to get Brembo brakes plus the drilled and slotted rotors at the price that was online, I couldn't say no. To go from like just the base brakes for nothing special to go to a Brembo conversion was huge. Like for the price, I couldn't say no to that. It was definitely worth it, and it made it look so much better as well too. So I knew it was on my list to do, but it was like further down the road. But when it basically presented itself, I just grabbed it right away before someone else took it. So I definitely got a steal and pretty much got that done for under $1,000. So it was definitely well worth it, and definitely makes the car look a lot better as well too. And in performance side, of course, there's always that improvement there with the improved braking and stopping, of course. So yeah, definitely worth it for sure, and pretty happy that I pulled the trigger on that one. And for my number 8 was also a somewhat recent install as well. I picked the BRAUM Elite Series seats that I just installed, those red seats. I also have another video about that as well. They feel so good and they look so good. I know I've wanted those red seats for a long time. It was probably one of my earlier posts even on Instagram, where I was kind of eyeing them out. I wasn't too sure if that was the choice I was going with, because I did look at a few other brands as well too, from even Recaro or Sparkos. I also looked at bride seats as well too, but when I actually looked through them all, I finally decided that I really wanted those BRAUMs. So yeah, I pulled the trigger on that right away. Got a sweet deal through Relentless Garage. They helped me with that. And yeah, if you search their website, relentlessgarage.com, they have them all listed there as well, and tons of different color choices. Great guys to deal with, and yeah, I definitely would put that on my list as well too. But since I was limited to a top 5, it's a little bit tough to do. But yeah, that pretty much concludes the video. That is my top 5 for the Genesis Coupe. So if you'd like to follow along on the journey of the build, yeah, feel free to hit that like, comment, subscribe. Even comment down below what would be your top 5 for your Genesis Coupe. I'd love to hear it, and I'd also like to say a big thank you for those that have gone through the AlphaGen store, and also of course have supported the positive KDM community that of course we're trying to keep going here, and of course just following the page, subscribing, and liking the content. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying what I'm putting out there, and I'm really excited to keep building this car and taking you guys on that journey as well too. So I do have another video that I probably want to put out down the road. I still basically I gotta stop procrastinating and just get it done, but I did order that Genesis Coupe GT carbon fiber spoiler from UniqPerformance as well. I have to install that as well too. I posted in my last video, put a little thumbnail of kind of what it looks like. It's pretty aggressive. It's definitely going to make Veronica really stand out, which is what I was looking for, is just going a little bit more wilder, of course, with the look. So I'm pretty excited with that. So until next time, I will catch you on the flip side. Thanks for checking out the video. Hit that like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk to you later. Peace out.